So Ann, what are we going to look at today?
Well, we're here in Northern California, beautiful sunny Northern California. We're here to see this new LEED Platinum home.
LEED Platinum?
Absolutely. It's made with insulated concrete forms, otherwise known as ICFs, and has a number of other terrific green features. Come on in, Diego's expecting.
So this is a greenhouse, and how do they keep it warm in the winter?
Well, a number of strategies are at work here. First of all, it's an extremely well insulated house. They do, however, have to provide heating from time to time. That's provided with solar thermal system, heats water. The hot water, in turn, is used, it's run through piping in the house under the floors that make the space warm. It's also used in a heat exchanger where hot air bypasses the hot water tubes and can blow hot air out. The core of the system is the solar thermal system up on the roof. Shall we go take a look?
Let's go take a look.
We opted to go with the Apricus evacuated tube system because we wanted to minimize the footprint of the panels, and that was achieved by finding the most efficient ones out there. It was important for us that these panels did not take up all this roof space because we had plans for a garden in this layout. Unlike traditional panels that generate heat, these absorb the sun's energy and are cool to the touch. Here, put your hand on it.
It's really striking to me. You read about efficiencies and efficiency ratios all the time, but these panels here have been out in the sun. It's probably in the 80s right now, ambient, and the sun's been on them for 4 or 5 hours, but I can put my hand on there and it's literally cool to my touch, whereas if you come over here to your copper, the top for this parapet wall, you can barely put your hand on it. It's just too hot. These things are really soaking up the sun. It really works. It works well.
The energy is going into it. That's clear. So.
And you've got energy to spare because it goes out through that steam valve. And someday we'll figure out a clever device to even capture that. But this looks really good.
Well, one of the challenges with the solar thermal system is, of course, trying to size it so that it can provide as much of your hot water need as possible, but within sort of a reasonable cost-return relationship too. So theoretically, perhaps you could have a larger system, but you'd have more waste when it's hot, and during the overcast periods of year, it wouldn't give you hot water anyway. So
well, it does. It actually does work reasonably well with overcast. I remember seeing the tank below at 140 in the middle of winter when it would be cold, and it was just. I don't understand the science of it perfectly well, but it seems to do a pretty darn good job of collecting what little heat there is out there from the sun.
So Bruce, there are a number of factors that will influence your solar thermal system design. If, like most systems here in Northern California, you have separate storage and collectors, then you'll have 4 basic decisions to make. Let's review them. The first one is how much storage are you going to need? That's based on your hot water demand. The second one is what size collector will you need? And that, of course, is influenced by both your hot water demand and your climate. The third one is the collector type, either flat plate or evacuated tube like Diego's system that we've been looking at. The fourth decision is whether it's a passive system, which is also referred to as a thermosiphon, or an active system, which is pump driven. There's a lot more information available about all of these decisions and the resources that we make available to you.
Great.